Good day, everyone. My name is Darcell Rahming, and today I will be presenting to you my research paper on the socioeconomic status disparities in Bahamian students. Some of the data within my research paper comes from a survey that I conducted with a small population of individuals between the ages of 18 and 54 with a variety of academic levels from incompletion of high school to graduate school degrees such as master's degree and doctorate degrees. Do you know that more than half of the survey respondents were unaware of what socioeconomic status was? 52.5% of my respondents were unaware completely of what socioeconomic status was, while 47.5% was aware. So before we dive deeper into this topic, let's get a complete understanding of what socioeconomic status actually is. The American Psychological Association describes socioeconomic status as the social standing or class of an individual or group. It is often measured as a combination of education, income, and occupation. 80% of my survey respondents agreed that socioeconomic status can affect students' learning and achievement. In many populations, the relationship between socioeconomic status and academic achievement has been well documented. Rubin et al. States that socioeconomic status has a significant impact on people's personalities and behaviors. Lower socioeconomic status students are less likely than higher socioeconomic students to obtain good grades and complete their degrees. In this paper, I will present to you how three main components of lower socioeconomic status places students at a disadvantage for positive learning achievement. The first component is parental occupation and low income. Parents with lower income lack the purchasing power to maximize achievement, such as attending private schooling, access to tutors, and school materials. Research indicates that most high socioeconomic status students attend high-quality schools where they experience the maximum opportunity to learn. Let's take a look at this image. This is the Bahamas Junior Certificate Top Achievers results for the year 2020. If we look at the schools in which these top achievers come from, we would notice a continuous pattern, whereas most of the high achievers are from private schooling. This shows that private schools put out better achievement scores than government schools. This is the Bahamas General Certificate of Secondary Education results, and these are the top achievers as well. And if we take a look, we would see the same pattern here as well, where private schools account for most, if not all, of the high scores within the examinations. Additionally, the pandemic has exacerbated these learning achievement gaps between lower and higher socioeconomic status students. The former Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, stated in House Assembly that 25% of school students were not attending virtual school. This is a result of lack of resources, such as internet, computers, and parental guidance. He said that between 10 to 20% of students, which is roughly 10,000 students, did not have access to internet alone. As a result of lower socioeconomic status and low income, we see that these students are placed at a disadvantage because they are not able to attend school. In response to the Minister of Education's speech in regards to 25% absentees in virtual school, the Bahamas Union of Teacher Presidents, Belinda Wilson, stated in the interview that many of those students are in the food stores packing bags when they should be in school. This brings me to my second point, where students are working in the informal community, such as SuperValue and other food stores, instead of actually going to school. Hence, lower parental income leads students or children to partake in the informal community. Instead of focusing on building human capital, that is education, they are worried about earning income to help provide for their families. I'm sure we've all seen this image before, but have we ever really thought about the ramifications? Thirdly, we have another disadvantage, which is less supervision, which is also a result of parental occupation and low income. This disadvantages students because there is nobody at home or less supervision at home to ensure that the students partake in school-related activities such as homework and assignments. And also, children are now forced to be responsible for other siblings. Instead of actually taking time to do homework, they are more focused on babysitting and caring for other siblings, which is also a disadvantage when it comes to learning achievements. My second component is the impact of lower class. Pastor Ron states that social capital has a relationship to cultural capital that aids students in learning. Students with lower socioeconomic status tend to belong in lower class and poorer communities. Consequently, students in lower socioeconomic status are more likely to be exposed to environmental factors that are more distracting and detrimental to learning, such as a greater exposure to crime and lack of role models. Mark Lloyd states that violent crimes such as sexual assault and robberies, gang violence for example, are more common in the Overhill Nassau neighborhoods, where most of our lower socioeconomic status communities are. Students in the lower socioeconomic status are less likely than students in higher socioeconomic status to witness peers and other individuals leverage resources to overcome lower class challenges. For instance, when it becomes normal to see people in your social group not achieving much success, students can feel that success may not be achievable. Furthermore, the lack of exposure to working class or upper working class material, for instance, theaters, exhibits, museum, cultural events, even traveling, for example. These factors help students to identify with materials in the class settings. Hence, social settings can prepare students for learning. Increased travel is linked to higher education. Travels deepen students' understanding for the world and expands their informal knowledge, in which helps students to grasp comprehension to lessons within the school. My third component is lack of parental education. Educated parents are more likely to have higher expectation for their children's educational attainment, have knowledge about their child's education options, and are involved in their children's intellectual activities. Hence, they are able to help more with school. Also, educated parents tend to be around more educated people. Therefore, educated people are more connected to educated people or people who are in higher economic positions, having a greater connection or access to opportunities. In today's culture, we often hear the saying, it's not what you know, but who you know. Thirdly, when it comes to parent-teacher relationship, it is often a worry that some parents are not adequate acquired the cultural capital or education to identify with their child's educator, which limits prospects for learning and making social capital. Positive relationships between parent and teachers have been shown to improve children academic achievement, social competence, and emotional well-being. When parents and teachers work as partners, children do better at school and at home. In conclusion, I would like to briefly discuss the importance of education to the economy. Education plays a vital role in the development of human capital and is linked with individual well-being and opportunities for better living. It ensures the acquisition of knowledge and skills that enables individuals to increase their productivity and improve their quality of life. This increase in productivity also leads towards new sources of earnings, which enhances the economic growth of a country. Thank you guys for watching, and that is the end of my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it.